Welcome to a new Monday. Welcome to the first Monday of the rest of your life.
Naren.
Today I have a Monday morning message that's kind of different, that's kind of unique, and that's something that we've never spoken about. That's the kind of topic that I hardly speak about. But it's imperative. It's absolutely imperative that I speak about it right now. Today, I want to talk to you about something super important, super urgent, and the most, mind my words, the most pressing situation on earth. The most pressing situation on earth at this point. That is our Monday morning message for today. And that is save soil. Folks, I don't know if you've heard or not, there's a large movement, there's a huge movement going on called the Save Soil movement since the past 99 days. Today is the 99th day and tomorrow is the culmination of that movement. Tomorrow is the 100th day of the Save Soil movement that's been on. And what is it about? What is the Save Soil movement? Why is it the most imperative, the most important, the most urgent need of the hour on earth today? Let me tell you. According to many UN bodies, the UN FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, there is a prediction that only 60 years of the topsoil is left. That means we have soil that can create food for the only next 60 years. Some UN bodies predict that we can see food shortages from anywhere 25% to 40% in the next 25 years. That means less food for everybody and a higher population, which would be about 9.3 billion at that point. Folks, just imagine a world where there's so much population and the topsoil is totally degraded and there's not enough food. What happens, do you think? Do you think that we can live in a civilized society? Do you think people will be civil when they run out of food? Imagine you're in your state and rice comes to you from another state. It's transported. Do you think the rice will be transported to you? The convenience that we have of going to a grocery store or the market and just buying rice? Food would be probably looted on the way in roads. Do you think money will buy you food? Do you think money will have any value if there's a food shortage and people are looking for food? However money you offer, however much money you offer, people would need food first. It's the need of the hour. Save soil. The quality of our soil is totally depleted, and hence this issue of lack of nutrition in the soil is happening. There are some reports that say our food right now in today's world is 90% less nutritious than before. An orange in America in the 1920s, the amount of nutrients, vitamins and minerals it had, in today's age, if you would consume the same orange, and if you wanted the same vitamin and nutrients, you would have to consume 8 oranges to get that same nutrition that you would get 100 years ago. And that's because our soil is totally depleted of nutrition and value. This is a very urgent situation. Another point that I would like to bring forward is the rivers and the water table. The world is facing water shortages, especially fresh water shortages, and soon it might see more. Here's a big reason why, especially in a tropical country like India. You see, India is a complex country with a lot of rivers. Some rivers are in the north, and they are fed by the glacial mountains of the Himalayas in the summer when the snow melts and their fresh water comes down. However, you will notice there are a lot of rivers in India, in the central part of India and the southern part of India, that are monsoon-fed rivers, that are perennial rivers. They flow around the year without a snow-capped mountain feeding them. How does this work? This works because the rain that is captured during the monsoons, the heavy rains that come for 2-3 months in India, that's captured by the soil. And that soil, because of the high organic content it used to have, used to store that water, feed it in the water table, and also feed the river throughout the year, seeping drop by drop by drop. one of the most disastrous sights that I have been seeing when I travel in the rural India, especially in Bengal, when I went to Madhya Pradesh, to Kanha National Park, all the natural areas, you will see in the non-monsoon times, the river is totally dry. You could come down, walk across the river. I saw some folks playing cricket on the riverbed. There is no water in the river. Can you believe that? And that's because the quality of the soil is so degraded, the organic content in the soil is so depleted, the water is not being retained in the soil and the rivers aren't fed. And hence, the one master stroke solution and problem is soil. This is the most urgent and the most pressing issue on earth. Some people talk about climate change, some people talk about carbon content. Do you know the soil also holds a lot of carbon content and can capture unnecessary chemicals that are not supposed to be out there floating and causing pollution and causing extra heating for earth. This route is to save our soil. How can the soil be saved? Naren, how can the soil be saved? What is the issue? The issue is lack of organic content. There is no organic content in the soil. The organic content in the soil comes from mainly the plant life and the leaves that used to fall, or the animal feces that used to be put back into the soil. But there is no organic content coming into the soil. So the soil creates food, the food we take and eat, but the soil is not being replenished at all, and hence the soil is totally depleted. 62% of India's soil is depleted and has less than 0.5% of organic content. If you didn't know about this issue, or if you have heard about this issue, this is my request for this Monday morning message. Please amplify this message. Right now, the biggest thing that is needed is that we amplify and make people aware that the soil is degraded. People keep talking about silly things like, composting their personal food waste. And I call this silly because, composting is great, but one household doing it on your level is okay, but it's not a solution for the large population and earth. And hence, we need to amplify this voice. Please go on to www.consciousplanet.org, and I want you to spread this message across to save soil, to see the urgent need that our earth has. Folks, Sadhguru, a yogi, visionary, is on this mission and has taken this flag of creating this, stirring up this movement called Save Soil. And tomorrow is the culmination day, the 100th day, where he culminates a 30,000 kilometer journey that he took since the past 100 days to create this awareness. Many countries have already come on board. More than 2.8 billion, let me repeat that, 2.8 billion people have caught this message and found the urgency. Only when people and consciousness comes towards this will governments take action on a large scale to create the impact that's needed. 1 or 2 trees being planted here and there are nice, but it needs a large impact. So right now, the number one job is not to go do something on the field. That's already happening and that's good. But the number one job is for everybody of us to get aware of the situation and then keep the importance during the elections so that the governments are forced to take steady and strict action towards restoration of the soil and enhancing the organic content. So folks, that is the Monday morning message from my side, a different kind of Monday morning message that I'm usually not talking about, the themes that we're not talking about. 99th day of the Safe Soil movement. Go to www.consciousplanet.org, sense the urgency, save soil, support the movement, just like 2.8 billion people around the world have. Cheers. See you next time, same location, with a different Monday morning message. But this one is the most important one, the most imperative one so far. Cheers.